up, guys? Eric with Disco's Paddle Surf. We're just going to do a little step-by-step instruction on how to install the the Rail Saver Pro on a surf stand-up. We'll be using the Extreme because this is the 7.7 Starboard Pro, and the Extreme from RS Pro is for boards under 8 foot. So it's a little thinner. It's better for the pinched off rails and everything. But we'll do a step-by-step, a couple different views hopefully, and then this way you can do it at home in case you ordered online. All right, a few tools that you might need. Obviously, get your Rail Saver Pro. We can ship this to you. Just give us a call. The Extreme is for boards like in an 8 foot and under, or 8 foot and under for the length, but also thinner rails because it is a thinner rail tape. Also, get a squeegee. It doesn't have to have the felt on it, but this is how you're going to get all the air bubbles out of it when you install it. I also like to pull out this, stretch it out, and get all the curls out of it so that's as straight as possible when we're installing it. When you pull it out of the box, it's a big curly cue, so just kind of curl it over on itself and then roll it up. That kind of let it sit for a couple minutes. That will get all those curls out of it. It's really hard to do when it's all curled up. So what I do is I roll it up like this, and I put it back in the box so that it can sit. Just like that, and that'll get the curls out of it. Before you get started too, it's always good to clean the rail of the board. I like to use a little Magic Erase sponge, no water on it. Just kind of scrub it down, get all the marks off of the board. Since once you put that rail tape on, it is clear, so if there's any marks or anything, scratches, you'll be able to see it. So we always clean up the board like this. It's always easiest if the board is new. If the board is not new, then any little nicks already in the rail will have little air bubbles. It's not a big deal. Just cosmetic. You'll be able to see a little bubble. But that's it. So clean up the board before you do it. Once your rail tape's been sitting in the box for a little bit, it should be good. Pull it out, kind of open it up, and it should be not all super curly cued. A little bit's okay. It's not going to be a big deal. And then I'm just going to shoot it and put it on there. There's a couple different ways you can do it. Some people like to do a little soapy water solution along there. That way when you're installing it, you can kind of move it around a little bit. And then as you squeegee, it gets all that soapy water out and allows the adhesive to stick to the board. I've been doing this quite a bit, so I don't use that technique. Also, if you put it on and it's in the wrong spot, you can kind of pull it up and readjust it and put it back down. So first step is you find the middle of the tape. So fold it over on itself, find the middle. That's your middle point. I like to start in the middle of the board, usually right around where the handle is. Stretch it back, kind of see where it goes, front and back. So that should be about good. I'm going to line it up with the front of the handle for this board. So that's where I find the middle of the board. And then what I do is I go all the way to one end, and I'll stick the one side down, and then we'll work our way to the other side. Make sure you have your squeegee available. Holding this here, you peel back. It's always good to have clean hands too, because dirt will come off your hands onto the tape. So I pull a little bit back. I find the leading edge of the board, and I will actually run my thumb along that leading edge to stick it down right there. And then I take the squeegee and I start at the tape side and I push away, going down the center line, then I move slightly up, go again, a little bit more up, and again. Decent pressure to get all the air bubbles out. And then I pull it and I leave this tape on. So now as I'm pulling under here, the tape's getting pulled tight so it doesn't accidentally get stuck. Keeping it up tall, I start here, and again, the furthest out point, the point where you're going to be whacking the board with your paddle at, that's where I start. And I just slowly bring it down, and I run the squeegee along the edge, just like that. And then I go to the next part over and run it down, next part over, run it down, then I do the top of the rail as well. Pretty simple. Again, pull it tight, pull the wrapper off the back, starting in the middle, and as I get to some rocker, I can push it down and then actually curl the tape with the rocker. All right? This board's fairly flat through the middle, so it's pretty easy. Pretty simple. So now up here, I'm going to get to some of the rocker. So I will actually be pulling it here, and then as it's sticking, I will pull the tape to curve with the rocker line. Then the last little bit, pull it as much as possible. If you get messed up right here, you just kind of pull it up a little bit and set it back down. It's not the end of the world. All right, so we're gonna find the center right here, and then we know which side to start. So we're going to find the center here, and then we know which side to start.